Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Nakayama Racecourse here on Sunday. It is December the 25th, 2016. Merry Christmas to all. I'm going to look at races 9 and 10 from Nakayama, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing. Get 5 for more selections from racetracks across the world. So let's get on to it. Races 9 and 10 I'll be looking at. Race number 9 from Nakayama in Japan is the 33rd running of the Group 2 Hopeful Stakes. It's for 2-year-olds here, going for a value of 120, about 128 million dollars, 128 million yen. We have a field of 14 horses traveling to 2,000 meters on the turf course, and it's a great race here. I found my way to the 9 horses as top picks. Choix Droit as a top pick. I'm going to go do a trifecta or a tri-cat wager. My top 3 would be 9, 4, 11. 9, 4, 11, but number 9, Choix Droit, Japanese bred horse with the Frenchman Michael Barcelona up. Last time out, Nakayama on December 3rd in a lance race in the Hambunto Show Stakes, 2,000 meters over this turf course. Horse finished 5th by 12 length, 5th that day, and just wasn't into it that day. Was with the leaders at the end, was far back early, closed up a tiny bit, then weakened again. Just wasn't his day to win. Start before at Tokyo Racecourse, November the 19th. In the Tokyo Sports High Nisa Stakes, this horse finished 7 by 10 lengths with Barcelona up that day. And, just weakened that day. Was basically sitting third most of the race, and then just weakened out of it. And then at Nakayama in the Fuyo Stakes, 2,000 meters over this turf course, had a very decent third place finish that day. Was basically stalking the lead fourth or third. Just really couldn't get the best of run-ins. You have to go for his last win. You have to go back to July the 16th at Fukushima in the maiden race, 1,800 meters. Horse won by a nice little margin that day. Closed up incredibly well. I think this horse could have a decent run here today. He's stepping up in a little bit of class. He is a long shot, I think, and but he has to sit a little bit closer today, and he's coming into this race fresh. If he could, his 2 races at Nakayama in the last 3 months haven't been half bad, but he could really improve off of it. If he has a decent post draw today, I think this horse will have a great run. Watch out for this horse to run a good one here today. So to recap my bets for race number 9 from Nakayama, it's the Hopeful Stakes. Gonna go with the 9 horse here. Gonna do a trifecta or a tri-cat wager, or as you call it, my top 3 would go to the 9 horse. Gonna go 9, 4, 11. 9, 4, 11. So now let's get on to today's featured 10th race. The 10th race from Nakayama Racecourse is the Arima Kinen Stakes. It's the Grand Prix. It's a Group 1 Arima Kinen 61st running for 3-year-olds and up, going for an estimated value of 574 million yen. We have a field of 16 horses traveling to 2,500 meters on the turf course. That's about a mile and 9/16, mile and 4.5 furlongs. And you have the Japan Cup winner coming into this run, and that is Kitsana Black, and he looks very hard to beat. So I'm going to use the 1-horse Kitsana Black as a top pick. I'm going to go 186 in the trifecta or the tri-cat wager on my top 3. Number 1, Kitsana Black, Japanese bred horse with Yutaka Taki on. Last time out, November 27th at Tokyo Racecourse in the Group 1 Japan Cup, sponsored by Longines. Horse won that day and won very impressively, giving Yutaka Taki another great Japan Cup victory. This horse just looked so well. Was a favorite, but ran like a favorite should do. Just incredible. Start before at Kyoto, October the 10th at the Kyoto Dashin Oto Stakes, 24 meters on the turf course. Horse won that day. Sat second almost all throughout. Got the lead and then took off. Very nice victory. First start off a layoff. It was just an all-around great victory. And then June the 26th at Hanshin and the Group 1 Tarakutsa Kien Stakes. Hopefully I said that right. Pardon me, my Japanese is horrible. This horse finished third that day. Was with the leaders early on, then weakened in the third. It was a pretty tough race. Just really couldn't keep up with them. you know, other than the Japan Cup, I want to go back to Victory. I watched the replay earlier today, which was incredible. His horse had a very incredible run. That was made the first at Kyoto in the Group 1 Tien Show Spring Stakes at 3,200 meters on the turf course. Very firm turf course that day. This horse won incredibly well that day. It was just an all-around great victory than that Tien Show. If he could run back to that race, if he could run back to Japan Cup, he wins. But if he runs back to Tien Show, he's going to put on a really good show. This horse looks very hard to beat in the spot, so I'm going to use this horse as a top pick. So to recap my bets now for race number 10 from Nakayama Racecourse here on Christmas Day, it's the 61st running of the Arima Kinen Stakes, the Grand Prix. I'm going to go with the one horse here, Kitsan Black. I'm going to do a trifecta or a tri-cat wager or my top three. I'm going to go 186, 186. So good luck to all and follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck everybody and Merry Christmas.